still to this day, my best quality is just getting in front of somebody. So it is like the old school, just people, people, people. But I wanted to find the best ways to get in front of the most people.
Well, good morning, everyone. We are here. It's Wednesday. That means it's Core 90 time in the community. And we have kind of today a session that for me is the most quintessential nuts and bolts thing that you probably should know to help your business grow, to get kind of up to date with technology and get geared up. We have Scott Gephart from Southern Oregon here with us today to talk about Google Business. And, Scott is one of those people that really understands how to get his systems going. And he gets everything set up and then it runs like a machine. And a lot of us are kind of all over the place. I mean, I have to admit, getting reestablished in a new state, new license in New Mexico, and it is a little bit hairy for me. Luckily, I have Jeff, as you guys know, to kind of lean into for that. But a lot of us don't have somebody. And so this is something that we all need to know. And Scott's put together some really great stuff for us. He's going to talk about some things, but he also has some great slides that are going to help you when you want to go back to it to look and kind of have step-by-step options for getting yourself set up properly. So without further ado, let's have Scott talk a little bit about who he is and what we're going to be talking about today. Scott?
The who he is part, I'll make it short. I've been in the business a long time, like 20 plus years, but I started, I was always technology was always a big thing to me, and the lead generation side of it, even though I said still to this day, my best quality is just getting in front of somebody. So it is like the old school, just people, people, people. But I wanted to find the best ways to get in front of the most people. And so then that was like a combination of, how do I go do that? I can go meet people, I can be social, I can all do all that stuff. But then again, I want to get more people. So it's like technology wise. But I've done a lot with the Google business page, and it used to be GMB Google, whatever, my business, and now it's Google business page. They changed the name. So it's kind of confusing. You're going and looking things up. But what I wanted to do also is make it to where, for those of us that have Google business pages and they're already optimized a little bit, and you're using it and it's going, that's great. I think you can still learn some things, and I hopefully can add some little tricks of the trade and tools. I know I can, because there's some things that are brand new. And then some people don't even have one, or some people don't even have theirs claimed and things like that. And there's little things to know. Like, first of all, if you have a Google business page, and you haven't claimed it, I could claim it. Anybody can claim it. It's really weird. I'm not sure why that works, but that's the way it is. So you want to make sure you have yours claimed. And then, so also what I'm doing is, like Lexi said, we're gonna kind of be a really in the beginning, like, hey, you don't even have a page, and we're gonna go kind of walk you through and show you how that works and what it should look like. And there's like 12 steps to the process, and then we'll kind of move on from there.
I
But
love that,
anyways, I'm
Scott.
gonna kind of switch back and forth, and we'll see how this works. So first of all, I need to share.
I told Scott when we first got together a couple of minutes before we started to just say, I'm kind of the dumb bunny person, right? That I'm like, start from the beginning. Like for people that don't understand that they even need to be thinking about Google as a business tool, because I think some people don't even have any idea that this really should be part of your repertoire as an agent.
Yeah,
So he's going to get us all squared away.
you guys see that
Yep.
little slide? I can make it full screen. I don't know if I can get out of it, but we'll try.
And I want to remind everybody, if you guys have questions, um, please put them in the meeting chat. And also, I'm curious. So, Scott started us off with a question about who has a Google business page. If you would put it in there, just let us know. Do you or don't you?
Yeah, I would love to know that too, and that's a great question. I'd like to know who has it, or who feels like they're using it in a pretty good way. all that kind of stuff to see who is already doing something with it, right? So this is hopefully something that you can go back through, or like that, since this is recorded, you can go back through these slides. That's the only reason I did the slides, honestly. It's they're not fancy, but it is kind of the step-by-step sequence that can help you get going. So let's see. And Lexi, you can watch the chat. So if somebody talks about if they have a question or something, just let me know. And then
Well, all I know so far is that a few people have them, which is great. And Tyler's in Google jail at the moment. He has a restricted account. So maybe we can even talk
yeah.
about that, because I think that's an important thing, because sometimes you do something and you have no idea what you've done, and then you're restricted and you're like, what have I done? So maybe you could.
I'll get that out of the way right now, because that is actually, I get people asking me how to help them with that. And honestly, that is like the wild, wild west. It really is difficult. I had a rep at one time years ago that I was able to call and talk to, and it really helped. But honestly, they really weren't that great. And then kind of had to figure it out on your own. But they'll give you all these, go here, go here, go here. And it's like a circle of madness, man. It's really tough to figure out. So it's really just being aggressive and putting in tickets and doing all those things and trying to get a step. But I mean, I've talked to people, it's months sometimes to get things resolved. So that part's not easy. That's probably why you want to try to do it right the first time. But it's hard to know what you did even. So anyways,
Yeah.
so this is the first thing I wanted to make sure people kind of were aware of, is it's like why it is a game changer for your business. And just, you guys can read these stats, but that's the thing. It's like 83% of the website traffic coming from Google with a fully optimized business profile is crucial, because it's like when there's 83% of the web traffic going is on Google, basically, right? So you want to be there. This 84% of Google searches are discovery searches, just meaning that clients get on there and they're looking for somebody like themselves, or that they can communicate with, or kind of have a good feeling about to use. And that's any business, especially real estate. And then complete profiles. This is the big part about what this is all about. Gets 70% more visits and 50% more leads. That's huge, right? So if you're going to be on there, you need to have it. It's not just being on there, it's being on there and having it optimized. And then this is from a report from Google Business Profiles, revealed that 64% of the businesses have verified Google business pages, meaning, and that's what I was talking to Lexi about, is you have to go get yours verified and actually claim it. And if you don't, somebody else could claim it. And it's just, again, only 64% of the businesses have theirs done, which is kind of crazy.
So Scott, two quick questions. Number one, when you say optimize, that just means, I know that's a dumb question, but it means what? Set up correctly?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to go through. It's basically setting it up correctly and using all the features that it has to offer.
Yeah, that's an important thing, because I think it's like driving down the road at 10 miles an hour instead of going 65, right? Like
Oh,
sometimes
yeah.
we are guilty of setting something up, but we don't
You
use it to
can,
its maximum capacity.
no, and you can truly use the Google business page like an advertisement, like a website. I mean, and I'll show you, there's things you can get into it. Like you have your website linked, you can get Google Analytics to see what your traffic's like. I mean, there's so much stuff. You can run ads, you can run, I'll get into it as we go, but you can market a open house listing. You can market listings, you can do all kinds of things and different little things, and we'll get into it. And it's a little techy, but like you can have tags to them. And if you're going to upload a picture, you want to put kind of the name of what it is. And just like keywords in your area, everybody knows about keywords mostly. It's like, you don't want it to be horrible, like, hey, repeat the same word 10 times, but you do want to have your location, who you are, what you do, all that kind of stuff. The more you have it, the more relevance it is. And there's something called, we'll get into this too, called NAP. It's like in SEO, like search engine optimization, right? So it's like the way people find you organically. And NAP is just basically the name, address, and phone number. It's not as complicated as it is, right? That's all it is. So like all the listings, it's just like with the in real estate terms, it's like the MLS, and we click it on MLS and then we go to 100 different sites, right? So then we're everywhere. We're on Yelp, we're on all these different sites. With Google and how the SEO works, if you have misspellings or if you've typed it in differently, you need to match. Like everywhere you are, it has to be the same information, the correct address, the correct phone number, the email, the website. If anything's off, it can make that not read that and not come back to you. So
That's really, it sounds
it's a
dumb,
huge thing, but it's simple.
but yeah, it's really important though. And how many times I know every single person on this call has done this where you go to log in somewhere and you're like, why can't I log in? And you get really frustrated and you're actually putting in the wrong email address. So my point is it happens that we put different information in different places and don't realize it. And so it is really important to figure that out. Scott, one thing I would love for you to cover at some point because you mentioned it and twice now, and it's scary to me. And that is if you don't claim it, somebody else can claim your Google page. What do you do if that happens?
That's a good question. You probably go through a weird process of claiming it, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know the exact details of that because I've never had to go through it. But I believe if you can, yeah, I'm not sure, honestly. That's a good question.
So
So
a
I have
really
to do some
good
homework on.
So
I
a
don't,
good thing though for people that maybe don't have this set up yet and don't have a Google business profile yet, today after this class, spend some time to go do it and claim it at least, right? So that
yeah.
then it's yours. You're in control of your page and then you can get it set up right.
The claiming process, it kind of walks you through that. You can go find that and how to do that real easy. It's part of the process of you going through this, but how somebody else claims it, I haven't had to deal with that. But that's a great question though. But see, like, so right here, just as you see there, to get started, all you're doing is going to google.com/business now, and then you're going to search. So when you go there, and I can go over there and switch over to this page if
Yeah,
we
that'd
want.
be awesome.
So I'm just going to read through this. So this is the things I'm going to go do right there. So you go to there, that's it. You go to that page. That's as simple as that. It's really simple. You can search your name and see if you already have one, because maybe you forgot about it and you did it a long time ago, who knows. And then claim existing profile if you have one, or create a new one, basically. So that's kind of where that does walk you through that process. And then you're verifying this thing where it says verify via postcard, phone, or email. 5 to 14 days is talking about the postcard version. So don't do that. But now that's a whole nother subject that if we have time, we'll get into, is the local services ad for Google. That they do need to verify because it's based off of an address. And some of you guys have probably been through that process where they actually send you a postcard at that address that you have to then get the code off of to verify. And now they're doing that also by videos. So they're actually making you video your office and your surroundings so they know it's legit. So, okay, let me see if I can share the page to another page. Oh my goodness. I have too many pages.
Scott and I are we miss Jeff. Jeff is going to join us if he can. He's stuck at a doctor's appointment that went long, so he apologizes
This
really
might
that
not,
got stuck with me.
oh, that's not the right page, I don't think.
So is anybody brave enough to put in the chat that you've actually run into problems here other than Tyler, who has clearly caused problems with the
I,
Google jail?
I can believe that.
I can pick on Tyler because he
Okay,
knows.
now can you see this right
Yep.
there?
Yep,
Okay,
we
this
got
is
it.
stand out on Google. This is the page. Whoops. And so it's this simple. I mean, it says that and it says stand out on Google with free business profile because it is free. This is one of the reasons in Jeff's marketing for this was that it was free and it's a good thing. And it's something we should be using because it is free. So you get started, click the button. I've walked through this a little bit. I can only go so far, but it's very simple. Like a business name is, John's Real Estate. Oops. I can't spell or type. I'm gonna just going to use that. Business category, real estate, agent. Next. I mean, this is just, it's too simple to go over, but I'm just showing a couple things that it's simple. Do you have a location? Yes or no? I'm going to say no because it's going to make me put the address in. If you do, you have your address and they're going to verify that. Search your area. You know, you can be Medford, Oregon. Next, and then it's going to take you to your phone numbers, your websites. It's going to go next, and then it's going to start verifying stuff. That's
So
it.
this just kind of, it walks you through it. So
This is
just,
it. And no, it walks you simple step to step to step. There is nothing difficult about it at all. So the difficult part about it starts once you get in there, like, or once you've created it. And then, so let's go back to, this is the part I thought would be funky and probably clunky, like it probably is, but we'll do it anyway. Back to that. So now we're seeing the slide again.
yep,
Okay.
gotcha.
Hey, it's working. Okay. So let's go down here. I'm not sure what you're seeing, but I'm going to move it over there. The next thing is just the basic info. So basically, like it says, and I just put, now I used a sample of my other little business, it's marketing company, because I actually used that as kind of a test subject because I was just kind of optimizing that and just sort of just started it and getting it going. So I can show you some examples or show you what it looks like. So once you've created it, most of you guys have seen what the profile looks like. Here, I just started it. So the business name, you put in there, your primary, if you're, this is more for a real estate agent, secondary consultant, just some things on, and this is just, you know, in my opinion, in your name for like, when you're going to create your, mine is, I think Scott Gephart at the Delta Group EXP Realty, you know, so I covered all of those. And it just depends on who you talk to about what they think is best. I want to have it to where I get the most looks and the most bang for my buck, I guess. So that's the way I set it up. Also, just because I've been in the business a long time, and if you search my name, there's pages and pages of stuff, but it helps. And then the address you're putting in there, and you're talking about your service areas. I put Medford, Oregon. Phone and website. Use this is like if you're creating it. Because first of all, just I guess I skipped something here. It's like if you don't have one, obviously you have to do this. You have to have a Google account, right? Or a Google email. A lot of people, I think the best way to do it if you're starting from scratch is definitely to use a Google email to when you start your Google account, and then have it be something with your name or your location or something about your business, even in the email itself.
And Scott, that can be a free account, right? It doesn't have to
Yeah, it's a
be
free account.
business suite. Okay.
No, it's a free account. Yeah,
Okay.
and I mean, I have the business suite, but you know, for whatever reasons, but you don't have to. And then, you know, so the requirements to do, even to create a business profile, is that you meet customers in person. That's one of the main things. Like if you don't, you're not allowed to really have one of these. And then that you need a real address, whether it's your business address or your home address or whatever, you have to have an address. And I wouldn't suggest your home address, but and then you need a valid phone number. That's it. Like that's all.
And you can do a PO box, right? Because a lot of people.
No, not for, you need a valid a real address.
Oh, okay.
PO boxes. As far as I know, I'm pretty positive about that.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I understand. And then let's see. Okay, let's go back to where we were. So then the phone number, website, you know, having a unique number and a personal site if possible. And then I did put this little SEO NAP, what NAP stands for, which is going to be later. But we'll kind of go over more of this. But that's just the basic information that we were showing, like that you can get in that when you start doing your account.
So Scott, on the website, like, can you use your EXP KV Core website?
Yeah, you can use whatever you want.
Yep. Okay.
I like to, yes, you can, absolutely. Okay. I mean, I think on mine I have, and sometimes they're weird about, I once got a message from them because I would use my scottgephart.com and then it forwards to that. And so I don't think I've really ever had any problem. You know, it's really weird too, is you get a lot of fake things about your accounts, which is really a bummer. Like
Scary.
Facebook is like that all the time. I get
Yeah,
stuff from Facebook all the time, and I literally ignore it. They're saying my account's going dead, and it's been doing that for 2 years. Um,
right.
but sometimes, but you can have it, forwarded to a different address, so you don't have to. Because I like to brand it a certain way where you want to brand your team and your names. And we'll get to that too. Anytime you upload pictures, anything, you want to tag them or you want to have the text somewhere. You want to name them a certain thing because that gets looked at from on the SEO side of things. So it helps. And then this is claim your profile via post. Oh, oops, I went backwards. We're going the wrong way. Okay, we're going to go to the next slide, maybe. This thing's fast. Okay, this is add the visual. And I stole the company that's in LA just because it had a really good profile and it was one of the top companies and had it kind of dialed in. So you'll see more of this thing when we get down to the road. But make it visual. You can upload, 5+ photos, professional headshots, sold listings, exteriors, all the stuff, anything to do with your business. But I mean, you really want to do it with your business. You can add a short video or home tours on there, which you should have. The more of this, the better. That's like the free marketing side, and it gets out there. And so then this is what I was just talking about. The tip is to rename files with keywords like Jane Doe / Realtor JPEG. And it seems funny, but it tags them and then it recognizes it and it sees that. So it's kind of that thing where you want to match your name and what you do because it gets out there more.
So Google goes in and kind of looks for things that go together, basically, and
Yeah, it's
puts
just like what
together.
AI does, right?
Yeah.
What AI does, it's like it goes out there and finds you in all these different categories, and then it will report back. And the more findings it has, the higher you rank. That's what this is all about. It's about where you're ranking or where you're showing up. Because like with Google LSA ads, the local services ads, you're basically on a program that you get, you have to go through, and then you can it's the same with that. You have to rank to get shown, but you can get shown at the top of Google.
So this is kind of like your profile, your business profile is a bunch of different puzzle pieces. And
Mhm.
right now they're all over the place. And if you do this right, it helps put together the puzzle so people see the full
Yeah.
picture of it.
And like I said, this will be a little slower because I wanted the details so somebody could go take this later and do
Good.
it, right?
I love
But
it. I love this is great.
but we're getting to the other part, like the part where it's like, okay, where can I see the whole thing? It's like we'll get that. But
I love
this
it. And
is
I
kind of
also
explaining
like
some of
those,
the things you can
Scott.
do.
So Scott, how would somebody really quick, because I love that you said you kind of stole from somebody as an example of somebody that has their stuff all put together really well.
Mhm.
How would people know, like if they wanted to go like check out somebody else's profile that was really well put together, how do you know? Just go, do you Google something
I'll,
and go to the top one?
I'll show you one right now. That's what we'll do.
Okay.
And this is like, not that it's the best ever, it's just, it's good. So let's see here. And go to that, I hope. And then I'm gonna go to this. Are you guys seeing that? It says True
Yep.
Line Realty. Yeah.
Yep, we can see that.
Okay, cool. So this is just this company in LA, which it shows, has the photos on the top. True Line Realty, we're gonna get to the review part. See, they have 1,523 Google reviews, which is one of the biggest things you can do. We'll get to that part to up your profile. And I want to say that I'll have the stat down the road, but I think like over 100 profiles is like gets like 70% more exposure
Wow.
than everybody else. So it's huge. And so like this company has a ton. They have their website, and I'll show you kind of the back end of where you go do these things. But they have their website, it'll click right through it. They have their directions to their place. They have all the review process. You can share this column. You can book online, which I set it up for my system. I'll show you. Really cool. You can book an appointment. You can actually set it up kind of like a Calendly, like I like exactly like a Calendly. You can get booked appointments. Shows it when it's founded, where they're located. They have their address, and all these things are correct, right? Like so, everywhere you go, whatever you put here had better be the same on every listing anywhere you have. And there's a way, and I'll show you at the end, like I have a system where I can like, and I did this with a couple of people because I offered it last time, where I can kind of give you an analysis of yours and show you what you need to fix. It's pretty cool. So
Wow.
anyway, and then you go down to the reviews where they have five or whatever it is. They're showing a few of them here. You can look at them, but they have 5-star reviews. This is Zillow. So you can actually link in your Zillow account here to show reviews, and then their which I have down here. It's just this is their little whatever you want
Kind
to
of
call
description of
it.
themselves.
Their
Yeah.
description. It's kind of short and sweet, but it's good.
I like
Um,
that. People don't have a lot of focus time to spend on more than a
no,
couple
it's got to be
sentences.
something that gets to the point. Exactly. It's like you read a book and they're not going to read that book. So then this is just Google. And this is where they can go on right now. Spacious meets incredible. This is an ad, right? So they're getting an ad right there on
Wow.
the front page. And then this is cool. Exemplary service, 5 stars review. They're showing you some of those. I like the fact that like I've did it, and I'll show you with my little Leverage Pro page where I just did some marketing and ads there. And then you can switch them up, and you can. That's something it'll say in here too. Is like that's something just like Facebook. You want to be, and this is relevance is fresh, new stuff. If your page is old and you haven't touched it for 6 months, you just plummeted. So if you do a bunch of work to this, then you don't monitor it and keep it fresh and add new things, you lose ranking. So like this is like call now 21 hours ago, 23 hours ago. So these guys are doing it daily,
So
basically.
Scott, are those ads like technical ads? Like, do you
They're
have to put
not,
money behind them, or you're
they're
just
free.
using that space? Okay.
Well, there's the free version and there's the paid version.
Okay.
These could be either one, but I'll show you the free version because I did an example on mine so we can look at it. Um, and then you can send this to your phone for make it easy for people to go get it. But see right here, it shows their profiles. They have Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, all their stuff right on there for people to go check them out. Now this is a product section, which is really cool because the product section, you can put your product. Our product is houses or whatever it is. So you can
Yeah.
have
So
them on there. So then it's getting another listing thing. And this is different. I mean, how many people have seen a page look like that, right? Or even thought knew you could do that. Maybe some people do it,
I
but
think most of us got it's really funny. And I don't know why this is such a like
see if you
ding
move it
dong
over.
moment for me, but like I use Google all the time, right? When I look up a new business, like a new restaurant or a new place or whatever. And I use all those features, but I never put it together in my head that this was because somebody took the time to put together their business page and connect it all. And I mean, how many of us get frustrated when we look something up and they don't have like their stuff linked in, so you can't go to their website, you can't see the menu, you don't see reviews. Like it makes a big deal, a big
Well,
difference, it's cool.
and the fact that you get like I call them like points, right? For the more material, and this is free. This is not paid.
That's
So
amazing.
like you can, and it's a way to gain, like, if you just sit, like people say, well, I build a website, and then you got to pay this SEO thing, and then you got to like wait 10 years and hopefully you rank and you got to keep current. This is a kind of a little shortcut to get, it up there faster and better. And you get to do all the right things. Like, see, these are just all their listing basically, and it goes on and on. You
That's
can,
really cool.
and
So
so you can say,
you
view
should be giving
all
this attention like everything else to keep it current because like you
for
said,
sure.
that you need it to be active information, not past stuff for you to be relevant.
Yeah, exactly. And it just gives you, it's just another thing. The more you're out there, the more you rank. And see, like these guys, I can't remember where, but I believe they're actually ranked number one in LA. So I figured that's why I picked them. I'm like, that's a big market. If you rank number one, you're doing something right with your page, at
Heck
least.
yeah.
And I'm not, and I doubt if they're I don't think like from what I saw their numbers. I mean, they're not bad numbers, but I mean, they're not bad. They include over 175 real estate agents and well over 150 million in sales every year. I mean, that's a big number, but that's not a crazy huge number for like even teams that we have, right? In EXP.
Yeah.
But they're ranking number one on this, and that's huge. So
Well,
that's
yeah, again, it's because they set it up right. That's the whole
exactly,
point, right?
exactly.
Okay.
So I'm going
Are
to take you
you?
to where just I'm skipping around like I said I wouldn't, but it's kind of hard not to.
No, this is awesome. I think it's great for us to see it.
So we
And
go.
Christine wants to know, are you gonna kind of show us on the back end how to insert those ads?
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. And see, this is
One of
that's
the questions though I had was from earlier. So right there where you said you should be loading all of your listing pictures in where at the top there where you add photos. And my question is are you talking about literally you said listings sold, right? So were you saying like all listings sold pictures should be going up there?
no, no, more like more active listings like what we just saw with this, which you guys are still looking at that, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah,
this
not there. I meant like,
up
because you were
there,
talking about in the beginning.
yeah, like up at the
At
very
the
top, like
top,
here,
we're saying you
here.
should put listing photos up there, and I was wondering what you were thinking there.
Well, this one, like this picture right here, that's their building. That's their office. That's
Hmm.
their office and their location, which is another thing that's big. Because that's something else too, why you have your location, because the priority with Google, and Google local service ads do this also. It's locational. So like it's like a 2 hour radius, I believe, around your office is it, and you won't get looked at outside of that. I have a fix for that, by the way, because I have mine in 4 different locations, so I can kind of melt them together. But that's a pain in the butt, by the way, and very super complicated, and I'm not sure I even like it. But so that's their branch, that's their office. These are just like if I click on this, let me see what they have. See, this is just like, that's the guy who owns it. Just different pictures and videos. You can do a little video there, is what you can put there. So this isn't really for listings. It's more of just like a representation of what they do. So like it's pictured house, right? Or,
It'd be good to represent maybe what you've just,
yeah,
it looks like it's showing just an idea of like
exactly. Like
quality
your
of
ideal,
type of
like,
listing.
yeah, maybe your ideal client's house or represent what you want to have it do. And then you can, you switch it up every once in a while, but you see they have these little short videos, which is really cool. And this is like, this, I think if I click on it, it's going to be a little like that, which is really cool.
Wow.
So that's something you can do. They're utilizing all of it,
Yeah.
this is why I picked these guys, but it's not
Okay.
hard at all. It's all stuff we already do. It takes seconds to do some of this stuff.
Yeah.
So
Thank
um,
you.
let me go back. So here's the part you were just asking about. Like if we go to, whoops, wrong thing. Wrong thing too. Still wrong thing. Maybe it's here. No, it's not there. Must have clicked on something funky, but I will find it. I'm gonna have to. Oh, whoops.
I think that this just kind of shows that everybody just start clicking around in there.
Well, no, it's funny when I just created that John Doe thing, it like added it to my stuff. That's why I
Oh
didn't want to
no.
go further, but I apparently went far enough. Okay, so this is my other business, not the real estate business, but it's just because I was just working on this and I'm just starting it. That's why I have 2 reviews. By the way, I'm gonna get to something that I'll show you about that when we get to the review side. But like this is your back end or your admin site basically for it. So this is like my little page I'm building, and I put just a little build your online presence because that's part of what that does. And then it's pretty set up. But like here's where an ad can go, and I didn't want to do the ad fully to show you guys, but and then I can get appointments here. Goes down, has some my reviews, and then these are like the free ads, where it just shows the leverage photo on Google. And so this is like about reputation management. This is about overwhelmed with admin tasks and how you can help. So it's a little ad, right? And then here's my business profile. I don't have it fully done yet on this, but I just kind of was showing you because I can get into the back end and kind of show you like where you do stuff. Like these things, and this is obviously yeah, anyways, that part. Let's see here. Okay, so here's where you go in. Like if you're just gonna go into your profile, so once you get a page and you're active, you can edit your profile right here. And it's pretty cool because it's like name of business, what kind of, what you are, your description, opening date, all that good stuff, your phone number. And that's key to like, keep the same, whether it's your own phone number. I'll tell you why, if you want to do it like rockstar status, you want to have a different, it's a commitment because it's a different number than your number, but there's a reason for it because you can, and I'll get into that later. It's about basically having automation in texting and responding. Like if you have somebody call you from here and you don't answer it, guess what they do? They call somebody else.
Yeah.
So it's set up to where you can do things where you can set up AI services and stuff for auto text so you'll never miss it. They can actually even call and set your appointment up for you. You can have it, just go to a text, or it can go to a message or it'll go to something to tell them what's going on. You're busy. You can get right back to them. It's super important because usually in this, it's somewhat like that because when people are calling you, they want something, right? They're not messing around. They don't accidentally call you and they're wanting something or needing something. So it's definitely worth answering that phone. And when we'll get into the end, a little bit of the local services ad stuffs. If you guys know about that, I don't know, but I can get into that either. It's another form of this, but those are come list me leads. They're the best leads on the internet. So you do not want to miss that call. And Joe, I see Joe's on here. He knows how important those are, man. Both of us have been on that for a long time. And when you get a call, you want to take that call. And so you've got to have, I feel like you got to have some kind of a backup system because obviously we can't just take every call that comes in. But and it's depressing because if you miss those calls, you just missed a big paycheck basically. But anyways, and then there's chat. You can have a chat bot like on there so that you can kind of chat back and forth, which is really cool. You have your website, social media, the local area, business location, things like that. Mine's already all on there. My service area for this company is the United States. It's like big, so it's different. I mean, you really want to focus down to local for sure on the real estate side, and put as much in there. Your business hours. I personally, on my real estate page, I have it 24 hours because people who do that, it's smart because it doesn't mean they're going to call you at the middle of the night, but it's sort of the ranking too. Like, oh, they're open 24/7. If somebody does happen to click in or do something at 8 o'clock at night, they're not sending it to you because you're closed. It's like it's more of a Google thing, right? Like, so I personally, and I'm probably going to change this too. I just put it in there for what we're doing today.
So especially if you have autoresponders, right, Scott, in case somebody does. And just as a reminder too, if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't have, the Autobot set up or a different phone number, don't stress about that. Get your page set up. You can always go in and add that later, like just one step at a time. But this is like the essential foundational piece, right? Like just get your Google page set up.
100%. Because there's an endless amount of things you can do to optimize it. And there's some of them that are really good. Well, let's just say this. If you have it optimized and you think, hey man, I got it dialed in, it's all there, you're still 50% of what's possible. But that doesn't mean, but you're probably 95% better than everybody else already. So it's like there's very few people that do it to that level. But they're the ones getting the business. So it's just like in real estate, right?
Right. And Joe wants to know, like, can you hire somebody else to do this for you?
Oh, he's setting me up. Yes, you can. Well, that's what the Leverage Pro company does, but there's a lot of services that you can go to. But that's something that I've been doing for the last couple of years almost now, is doing this. And
That's
there's,
awesome, Scott. So if you want to put like a way to contact you in the chat box, that's great. Then people can reach out to you, or I'm sure you can just, Google who do I hire to optimize,
yeah, no, I can show you. It's good. It's the best. It's the best. I mean, honestly, it is what we have or what we do at the Leverage Pros is the best you can get because of who I've kind of partnered with.
That's awesome.
They were the best that I think that exists doing it. So that's where I learned it from, and that's where I'm actually created a partnership with them now. So anyway, but there's a lot you don't have to do that though. You can be, ahead of most everybody by doing it yourself. And just getting it to a certain point. And I can get into that part later too, because there's a lot of like when we get to the reviews section, and I gotta make sure we keep moving along because there's so much of this that I want to get to the
The
good stuff.
cover, yep.
We're not to the good stuff yet. But
Yeah.
so in this more thing, this is more, I'm not into more on this because these are funny if you click on them. It's like
You can,
LGBTQ friendly, yes or no? I think that's a weird question to ask. That would be a bad idea to even do that. I'm just like, hey, I'm for everybody, man. I don't need to label it, but we're good for everybody. So it kind of tells you who you want to work with a little bit, which I think is odd. But so you can go through those if you want. Service options, there's different things. English and Spanish, I put for what we can cover, and that's about it. So
that's a big one.
it is, yeah, for sure, for sure. And then I'm gonna get out of there. That's the edit profile part. So then it's like the reviews, right? You can go read the reviews. I've got 2 reviews is all, and there's these weird guys, Jason and Joe, whoever they are. Um, I owe Joe, but
Actually, it's kind of funny, but to be honest, like if you guys haven't asked your friends and family and past clients to give you reviews, you need to do that. And I'm sure that's going to be part of your
it
topic
is.
coming up. So,
It is, and I even have some graphics things to show you what I send, and
okay,
it works really
perfect.
well.
Great.
So that's why I'll kind of cruise through this, so we just get a little bit of, this is simple. But just while we're on this though, one of the biggest things, and this is something else that you can add, this is one of those extras, is the fact that one of the big things with reviews is responding. A lot of people don't respond to the reviews. It's important. It's really important. Like it's a ranking thing. It's a big deal. It's also a big deal to, you could have 1,000 reviews, and if they're 2 years old, you are not doing well anymore. So it's got to be, they look at time on the reviews. You need current reviews. You need to be continually, this whole thing is like a moving process. Like you can have it awesome, and if you sit and forget it, you're losing what you gained, kind of thing. So the like mine is set up on auto. I have AI doing my review, but so I don't ever miss one on my other business or this. And because it says, thank you for your wonderful feedback, Jason. I might have wrote these ones, but it's not set up that way anymore. I don't think I did actually, but it's automatic. So, because that's important, it's huge. It's part of the way they rank it. And I need to get more of these now, but that's that. And I'll show you kind of when I jump back over to the slides, but I'm just going to run through this right now. And then a lot of the slides are going to be talking about this stuff. So I think we can just kind of go right here. These are those top photos. They're just whatever you want to put in there. This is that business on my real estate side. It's
So eye-catching, like if you have a listing with a beautiful yard swimming
absolutely.
pool thing or sunset photos, like do those.
Yeah, and that's that one with like the True Realty, they had their little videos right there, which
Yep.
I think the video is
Yep.
a great idea. Like it
Yep.
can explain something. If it's a different type of business for us, it can be talking about a house. It could be, but there's a million ideas that I think of like for this. It's like there's some awesome loan program out, right? Put that on there. You could have your lender talk about something on there. You could have a million different things that could help your clients if they're sellers or whatever it is you have going on. You can explain it right there. And
So Scott, do you think that like changing that, updating kind of what you're showing there in those two top slides, like like once a month maybe is a good idea?
I think so. I think that would be, it's not something you want to do all the time. I think
Yeah.
like even you saw those other guys, they had maybe like 15 different things that they've had
Yeah.
on there. And I think it's kind of your profile picture, sort of, but it's, you're using it for, it's the main thing people see. So I think they're using it, utilizing it to get more out of it. And so that's what they're doing. And then the
Awesome.
performance side of it is kind of a, like I said, I just started this page pretty much. So this gives you a breakdown now of your Google search, Google Maps, desktop, mobile, where things are coming from, how many people are looking at it, um, calls, bookings, your website clicks. You can through Google Analytics, which is another thing that comes with this, no cost. You can actually get all the code, which is just to click the button for the code and then go add it to each page of your website, like every single page, and it will track your traffic and show you your analytics. It'll show you, and it's just back to real estate, right? And I'm big on numbers, man. I mean, you can't fix things or grow things that you don't know your numbers on. And it's simple as that. So, it's like, I know Jeff is really into that. He knows his stuff. It's like, am I growing or am I not growing? Am I going in the right direction or am I not? Am I getting clients looking at this or am I not? Like, what should I be able to do or what do I have? So
And
that's,
this will even show you like on analytics, like what keywords people are using to search where you're popping up. So you could be like, oh, I'm missing this, that, and whatever.
yeah. And that's a whole other part of this but it's not, that's not a difficult thing. Like it actually walks you through how to do that. Um, or you have somebody go put it on there and it doesn't take them that long.
That's
So,
awesome.
and so that was the performance side, the advertisement side. This is
Can I
the,
ask also, because you went to the section on the analytics, and in the performance, it has the calls. And I've had situations where I've looked at my analytics and it said calls for this month, and it'll say how many. But I don't understand like that. Do you know for like when you get a call directly from there, do you know when you're getting a call? Or is it them clicking on your phone number or
it depends, I guess, on which way they came through. That's another thing that optimizing it has it to where it comes through one system, it goes to a system that then actually texts you. There's a way to do that that is better than Google's system. Let's put it that way. So like when just like those calls I say we get from local services ads, and I mean there could be a guy probably sitting there somewhere in a room just waiting for his phone to ring, and he's not dumb because if he misses that call, he just missed a deal. It's like it's that important to get those calls.
so
So
having that phone number specifically listed on Google could potentially be a like not just your main cell phone.
no, well, what do I call it? It's a phone router tool basically, where it routes it to where then it's going to get instant automation, or it could get answered instead of you answering it. And then
So maybe we'll do a
and
follow-up session with Scott to
yeah.
talk about kind of those nice little add-on tools that can benefit this because he really is like
Well, what it is the fact that, Google has this great thing, right? But then it's not, there's all these people have figured out all these ways to, trick the system, or not trick it, just to optimize it, like the optimizing. That's what all the optimizing talk is all about. It's like, it's great, but how do I make sure I get more deals and do it better?
Well,
Like,
exactly. I mean, if you're doing all of this, the idea is that you're going to get something, people contacting you from it. So I just was trying to think of like how they were coming and
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, they could come in from different ways because it depends on if they just call this phone number. Like for right now, that phone number right there will go to that. It'll
go
automate
through
it.
that routing
Yeah,
system.
it'll go
Yeah.
through the routing system. So and it's instant. Another really cool thing too. There's ways to do where, like, and this is a little bit on that LSA thing, the local service ads, but it would work for this too. Like some people start to call you and then they hang up or something changes. And for the LSA, you get charged if they call you, right? Because these are really good leads coming your way. And if they hang up quickly and they don't leave a message or they don't get you, that system captures them. So you can call them back, but you will never see that lead through the normal Google situation. because it doesn't get to you if they didn't make the call or they didn't actually go through with the call. There's little tricks to it, but like I said, that's getting into the other stuff. But if they call here versus if they click on book or they do it another way or they see you here and then they go find your number somewhere else. I don't know. I mean, but it's just, it's all good. It's just optimizing it, like I said. And then I think this edit products. So that the advertise, I didn't go into there. It's just basically where you can set up Google ads and it's a paid ad. And then it will be on your profile. Those other guys had a paid spot there that they were advertising some things on. And then this part is really cool because it says edit products. I didn't set this up yet, but because I didn't have time. But it's exactly what you saw for their listings and all that different stuff. They're just calling them products. And so you can have reviews on there. You can post something. You can put your product, which our product are homes or offers for buyers or, whatever product it is we think we want people to know about. And it's very simple. It just walks you through it. And I'll show you to add the photos and different things. It's super simple. Like right here, photos. If I wanted to add a photo, I say add a photo and I upload an image and I give it a description. Done. It uploads it in a second.
That's awesome. So it's really intuitive. I mean, if you're just clicking, you're not going to break it, in other words. So just go in there and start clicking on stuff and setting it up.
Yeah, and really, it's like it shows you, man. You just walk through these things and go.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome.
Services is this is Google Business Profile optimization and management. This is it's a marketing agency. So these are our services. Like this would be on real estate. Buyer representation, seller representation, like everything and more. Like go farther than that. Like think of the other things we offer. Like, we're a concierge for any kind of service provider there is that has to do with the home. Like call us for that. Like then just the more out there, the better that actually applies. And you can add as many services as you want. You can add another business category. You can do a lot with it. So,
you could even put referral services and
absolutely.
Put a description that says, I can connect you with a talented agent anywhere you want to move.
Well, like relocation services, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of things. Like really try to, put it out there because
working with investors, doing commercial real estate, whatever it is that you do.
Well, here's why. Because if you put relocation services, Salem, Oregon, that is out there now, and somebody might Google looking to relocate to Salem, Oregon, and then you've got a tag out there in the SEO world and the Google world, and it can help. It all can help. So, anyways, we'll go back. So that's edit the services. Bookings is just, and I have this thing that goes to here. It's just it's really simple as well. You just have to give your contact information, and you can set it up like a calendar. You can give them times, and there's all kinds of different things. So they can book an appointment with you if they don't have time, and then they can add it to your calendar, basically. So it's always good. Like I'm trying to give them as many options as they need. This is really cool, this question and answer thing. And I put a little deal in there where you can actually prompt your own. So you can, I put, how can I help optimize my Google Business Profile, right? And then I answer it. And it's like question and answers, and you can have some, like the frequently asked questions kind of thing, and answers. You can kind of stage your own if you want to, or you can wait till somebody asks you a question. But I think to have some, that are kind of staged and say, hey, here's a question and here's the answer. So they feel like they're getting, oh, okay, cool. This is how we do it. Because, that's the biggest thing is the misconception of how we do things or what the process is. So that can help with that a lot. So that's the question and answers. Add an update. This is really cool. This is add an update, which means you're basically adding an image and a description, and it can be for whatever. It can be a listing. It can be an offer. It can be whatever you want it to be. And that's showing up in these sections right here. But then let's go back up here. Add update and add offer. Like it says, you can create offers and have the title of it, when it starts, when it ends. There's all kinds of just cool things you can do. Oh, had an event. This is cool. This is like open house event, buyer, first time buyer seminar, whatever. I mean, that's a whole other thing too. But you can do, open houses, particularly in our deal here, or trainings. You could add, like for
I'm
Jeff and
sorry, where did you
Lexi,
just do the event? Add event?
it's all right here through add update.
Oh, in the add update?
So add updates covers three different sections.
Oh, okay.
Add just a regular update, add an offer of some kind, and add event.
That's awesome.
Time frames. But like these are things most people, I mean, they don't even know that stuff exists with a Google business page, right?
Right.
It's you have to, and back in my slides, which we're completely blowing through right now, which is fine. It's in there, and there's some little details in there. So like I said, later, if you go back through the slides, it'll tell you exactly the process and the procedure and the steps. Because I'm usually really bad at that part, and I usually just do what I'm doing right here. But I wanted to make sure that kind of left something where it wasn't just me talking fast. So anyway, this, that's pretty it. And then the ask for the review part, which is like, give your customers, you can email them, you can WhatsApp them, Facebook them, you can click this link, as you guys know, or do the scan. And I'm going to jump back over to the slides really quick because there's actually.
I love that. And how many of you guys have been asked to give reviews, but if they don't send you the quick link or the QR code, you're like, forget it. It's too much trouble, right? I mean, it's really, I won't say lazy, but kind of lazy when they give you that link right there.
Yeah, and I like it because you can give that link where you can give them the link. Well, I'll show you. Let's go back. Oh, look, it happens to be, whoa, stop. Leverage posts. This is just leverage posts that we were talking about with the photos, the frequency, 2 to 3 posts per week on that one section, not on the top. But, and this is what I like. This is a good thing right here. This compare your posts to free mini ads, basically. Keep them fresh. Post about your individual team or company's production. Okay, this is something I like I know not everybody is on here is with EXP, maybe, but if you are, or if you're not, doesn't matter. Do it with your company. But when you have, a great post or something to keep up there would be what we just got ranked #1 in transactions in the United States. Like that's powerful. And my old company, the fact that we were #1 in listings always, and we were #1 in like money per broker. That's all you had to say. Like once you get, like I always say, like dominance is kind of immunity, right? You once you're at that point, that's what you live off of, right? It's like that's what people want as long as you're obviously pretty good at what you do. So that says a lot about our company. And for anybody, there's always something. And for us that have non-traditional teams, right? Like for mine, it's like we've done over $1 billion in business this year.
Wow.
And it's crazy. Like my EXP team, it's crazy. So it's like that's
So
legit.
it's really cool. It
So you
doesn't
can
have
put
to
that in there.
be, yeah, you don't have to be solely about you or what you personally are doing. You can leverage other things. And I love that.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. It's like it doesn't matter if you're a single agent and you're not doing a ton of deals right now. This is going to help you do that. But also everybody, whether it's at EXP or not, you have other people in your organization that have some really great things going on, and you can utilize that.
That's awesome.
Whether it's like it says, that's why it says for individual team or company production. But if you have a company production, that's great. If you have great production yourself, that's great. but make it work for whatever works. And that's a big thing because that's what people see. And that's the great part about this. This is a really, like you said, it's the free version of the local services ads. When I get leads, and Joe knows this, and other people too, when you get leads from local services ads, they already know you are great at what you do. You are like verified. And that is part of that process because you go through a process. They do background checks. They do all kinds of stuff on you. But like you're verified. So, and it says that right on there. So it's like they know. They're not even wondering if they want to use you. They're telling you what they need you to do. It's amazing. So like this kind of helps you kind of put that out there the same format, even though it's not a paid format. So that's why it's very good if you can, like I said, use it correctly. So
So
then
just integrate it into your, Monday schedule or Friday schedule or whatever to just go in and spend 15, 20 minutes to refresh all that stuff. And once a week,
yeah,
easy peasy. And for free, I mean, my gosh, you're really missing the boat if you're not doing this.
yeah, and it really is easy. Like I just walked through, it's so easy. It's like,
So
and
I focused on getting reviews on my Google, and I'm up to 39 now, which was, 2 to 39. It was like nothing to something. So still working on it. However, question to you would be, because there's other places to get reviews, right? There's Facebook, there's Zillow, there's Google. Would you say the focus of getting reviews here would be a primary focus of all areas of where you could get reviews?
100%.
Okay.
Like, yeah. I mean, Facebook are great. Zillow is great. The difference, and I think most of you guys probably know this, but like Zillow reviews, of course, are contingent upon you having sold a house with the buyer or a seller, right? That's the only reviews you can get. Google reviews, you can get it from your grandma because she loves you and you're a good person and she's going to tell everybody how honest and great you are. And that is huge. So there's like an unlimited resource for getting Google reviews. There's no reason
That's an
none of us.
excellent point to say here because I focused on getting reviews from people that I haven't even closed with yet, haven't even sold a
No.
house with,
Yeah.
just worked with in some capacity that they can give me a review or anybody on my team. So great tip there.
Yeah, no, it's everybody you know. I mean, and that's what I started doing, that's I had to, and it's nice because I would send things to my friends. Hey, I need a 5-star review. If you give me anything but a 5-star review, I'm coming to your house and it's gonna happen. So, it's like, and then, what we all do, and even on here is like you trade reviews. You say, hey, I'll give you a review too. Well, they have a business or whatever. It's very simple. But like if you see that page that we're on right now, it says master reviews. Can you see that? Are you guys seeing the deck?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Anyways, the little top piece to the right is my real estate one where it just says Scott Gephart. And I did this back in I still do it, but I updated the time frame. It just says, as a team, we decided 2021 was going to be our year of growth. Here at the Delta Group, growing can be measured in many forms. Right now, I'm focused on growing my presence with 5-star Google business reviews or, star business on Google. And I always mention like 5-star. It's 5-star here. I want a 5-star review. I don't ask for anything else. And then, we do little things like that. Review us and enter to win a $100 gift certificate, Amazon gift card. And then all that good stuff. And then we'll tell them when the contest ends. This just happened to be, since it is April. I did this a long time ago with this one. Just the month matched. But that works really well, right? And you can send that out to strangers and you'll get reviews. So, and then, that is what I would send like in an email and a text. I would send them emails, text, any which way I could send them. I might send it through Facebook, whatever. All the resources, send it away. Now, actually, I'm going to update that. I still use the same one with the updated date, but and I have another one where there's not an Amazon gift card, and it's not one of those things. Also, just simply do it. Just do it. And then at the bottom of this, which you guys can see, whoops, I just changed the thing again. I just clicked what we saw in there earlier where you can click on this link. You can also send it, which I like to do. Like if you're going to send it, you know how like even in a Google email, you can send the document, but you can create your own tag for it, right? Where it's the link, but then it shows up as you can put Scott Gephart review or whatever you can name it. So it won't come up as this crazy review link thing. And then it'll
Right.
show up your name, ask, whatever you want to say. But I love by right now, and just since we're here, everybody who is excited about giving me a review, they can just, point their phone at that little thing, the big squiggly thing, and give me a review if you like what we're talking about. So that's how easy that is, right? And that's how it works.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to bounce in a second, but I just wanted to say seriously, I posted in there because I want to get together with you on that, on setting up total market share and just doing that correctly from the beginning rather than trying to try to recreate everything afterwards and fix all of my screw ups. And then same with my regular real estate site. But also just to, reaffirm what you're saying, I'm sure everybody on here knows the importance of the Google leads. That's what we're trying to do. Obviously, if you're building a Google page, you're trying to get a Google lead. There's no better lead than a Google lead. I'm sure, again, most people probably know that, but if there's anybody on here that doesn't know that, one, again, they can come through completely organically. But I've just made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and a lot of them are from other real estate agents.
Yeah.
So real estate agents from outside the area, particularly with smaller companies that don't have a presence in the area that they're trying to get somebody, will Google and look for an agent in the area that has decent reviews. And I've got a deal that was 500,000 that now it's turning into another 750, and it's all off a ton of them. A ton of the leads I get off of Google are from other realtors outside the area. So it's just the better you can build this free presence. It's just and if they're Googling from outside the area, they have no contacts. It's even better than almost a personal referral in the area, because you could get a personal referral and then they go, yeah, but my cousin's doing it as well, and this person's doing it as well. If they're Googling from outside the area, they don't know anybody but you.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
it's a really good lead. Anyway,
I agree,
throw
Joe.
that in.
And the other way to do that too is just if you've had referral agents in the past in other areas, ask them to give you a review, a 5-star review, and tell them that you'll give them one because they've just partnered with you. Think about how many times you send a referral. Those are total reviews that you could get. And no one that you refer to or get a referral from is going to give you anything less than a 5-star, right? Because they want, they want it too. So it's a nice quid pro quo.
Absolutely. No, 100%. And Joe, like I said, I know I kept referencing Joe because Joe and I have been doing those Google referral things. What happened is when I used to coach and I was coaching for Eisenhower, Eisenhower had a connection with Google. We were like a beta tester for that LSA system. Jake Rockwell and I were the first 2 people in the state of Oregon to start using that.
Wow.
So I have some pretty intimate knowledge because I was actually training teams across the nation to get on it and do it. It was one of my, I have things when I was coaching, I have these things that were just like if I did an introductory coaching call with somebody, I had some blow you away couple nuggets that I knew I closed it no matter what. And that was one of them. And because it was like, hey, I got this little thing I can get you on. I'd get them on that and they'd be like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me, And it's like, it was right then nobody was doing it. So then they'd be ranked number 1 in their area and they would get deals. Literally one of the first deals I ever got was a $900,000 listing that said, do you take listings in Grants Pass? Yeah, I do. What do you got? Well, here's what we got. Can you come up today? Yeah, I can do that. That's what happened. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, And it's like, they're mostly listing leads. They used to be. I think it's still more like that, but it's a little bit of everything. Well, like Joe mentioned, a lot of them are referrals because they look people up and they look for somebody who's got a good profile and got some good information for them. And even having one of those ads on there about hey, I take 25% referrals and would love to work with you. You can market towards other agents. It's that's what I mean with these things. It's people get so generic and boxed into what they think we do, and you got to really think outside the box to get, a lot more business coming in.
And I love this Q&A because you can tell people more about your kind of the way you work or your specialization, the value add that you bring to the table with these Q&As. That's awesome. I love it.
And I'm sorry, I know I've been talking fast, but it's crazy how much detail there is in the stuff. because we're like 15 minutes away and there's a
Yeah.
whole bunch more. But like
But this is awesome because being able to see you go in and like actively work in it is very helpful.
Well, this was kind of a test to do it differently than I usually do it, and I'm hoping it's better. But anyways, it definitely could be something better to take away. But and I have some checklists I can send people if they want to ask. But about just this written down, just from A to B, A to Z, whatever. See, this was cool too, because that when I wrote in that question, Jason's comment or review, it went and looked at my reviews for an answer from a client and matched it, which was really cool. So actually I put that in there. And this is something too, like to pre-populate these. That's what I was talking about with common questions. So you can pre-populate, hey, what's your home buying process? Do you work with first-time home buyers? Like all these things, you can answer people's questions before they even contact you, or so they know you do what they're looking for. Like I said in the beginning, 80% of people is a introductory search. They're looking to find somebody that can do what they need. So if they can answer that question right in your profile. I mean, because I don't know, people think all kinds of different things, like realtors just work with listings, or they just do this, they just do that. So anyways, an answer, like it says, answer as the business to showcase your expertise. So then we've already went over a lot of things. This is like the tracking and maintenance that you can do through insights. And this is, I just had some goals of like having 10 plus reviews, at least 500 plus views in 30 days if you're going to start working on this stuff, just to have some goals to start.
But keeping it fresh. And like I said, put it in your calendar
Keeping it fresh for sure.
and just do it. It's great.
And this was just showing kind of a fully optimized site that we kind of started with. So you already, like we looked at that site with Treeline Realty, and they're doing a really great job. Theirs looks really good, and it's kind of how it should be, as an example. And then that's pretty much it for the slides. So a couple other things I want to show you guys is, well, if anybody has any questions, let's do that. But on the review side, there's so much more to it. That part though is, once you have your, what I call optimized, it doesn't have to be fully optimized because that's kind of a never-ending scenario. But if it just looks good and if you've got something in all these categories, you're good, right? You're good. And then you just have to keep it current. And that's easy because we get new listings, we make new sales, it rotates, and then you just throw that on the checklist of whatever the checklist is you have now for your procedure when you sell a home. And obviously it'd be great to put, I didn't see any on theirs, they had a lot of listings, but even just the showing some solds with some sold signs, that's always good. It's a good marketing tool. There's all kinds of things, but let's see here. I don't know if anybody has any questions, please ask. Trying to think of what else is there with the sides. I'm going to show you something here, which is cool. It's a tool. I'm going to move this out of the way, and I guess I have to share this page again. Thinking that's it. All right. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, this is just a marketing audit report. I did this for a couple other people, but I actually ran Treeline Realties because this is a really, like, what I like about this kind of stuff, because I said I'm a numbers guy, right? So it's like, if somebody asks me, how's my profile look? I can run a report and I can tell you exactly. It's like running a CMA, right? For your seller. It's like, here's the facts. Yeah, I know you think your place is worth $500,000 more, but it's not. And here's the facts of what's going on right now. So it's like, even these guys, and this is what's crazy about it, their overall score is a 73, which Google, in my opinion, has a very high opinion of how to get it perfect. Okay. So, because I would think these guys have it very dialed in, and they still have room to improve. That's why I said there's always tricks, there's always different things, but a lot of it is, I mean, their profile, as you see here, if you can see that, their profile shows that 100%, but their techno stack, which is just all the little things that they have added and all whatnot, 80%, their business detail, 75, as you can see. Their online reputation shows 75, even though they have 1,500 reviews. So I'm not sure why that is actually. Maybe it's how current they are. There's a lot of different things, but they still have amazing. But see, their website performance is 40%. So they have improvement. They need improvement there. Their SEO at 83% is amazing. That's great. Like a lot of people, it's near nothing.
And this is incredible. This is a free snapshot, you guys, on kind of the performance of your business in
Yeah.
terms of your presence online. And so if you ever wanted to know where you could improve, this is going to give you some ideas real quick, like.
Yeah, and this says like it shows right here the little things like they don't have a chat widget on their website, which is an easy thing. I'm surprised they don't. That's an easy thing to do. Text enabled business number, review replies, great. Word site, they have a word site or WordPress site, which is great. The TechnoStack, whatever. So this is like Google Tag Manager. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, maybe people might not know what we're talking about. Like ad pixels with Facebook and Google. That's a whole nother little more complicated thing, but not really. I mean, it's just a pixel that you put on there and it tracks it. Like when you do ads through Facebook or Google, that tracks your ads and it's huge.
That's
It's
how
just a
you get
little,
retargeted, you guys. So
exactly. And
when you
that's,
put a pixel, the way I describe it to people is like putting invisible paint all over your site. And then when people click on your site, it's like they track their little paw prints through that invisible ink. And then everywhere they go, you get to see them because you've tracked them. And then your targets, when you deploy those targets, they follow those little footprints. Does that make
yeah.
sense?
Yeah, and it's something that's a huge thing and it's very simple to do. And like you'd mentioned, retargeting. Retargeting is huge. Every one of us know what it is. We just might not know what it is because we see it every day. Like
Yep.
anytime you go to a website and then you go back to your phone and then all of a sudden on Facebook you see that company, that's retargeting. But it's the most genius thing that you can do. Like if you do any kind of marketing or ads, the retargeting is huge because then you start showing up in somebody's feeds. And when they're showing, I mean, that's branding, right? That's what it's all about. Like
Yeah.
we all know the stories of, the branding is key. Just, and I'm sure you guys have all heard that. Like, I remember I used to tell this all the time where there's this huge subdivision down in Los Angeles and they wanted to see who the top realtor was there. So they did a survey. It was Joe Bob, whatever. And then they created a fictitious realtor, marketed the heck out of things, sent them things. And a year later, did another survey of who the best and most successful realtor was in their area. And it was Nancy, the fictitious realtor that didn't even exist.
Crazy.
Didn't exist. And she got to be number one in the neighborhood. If that doesn't tell you how important marketing and branding and being out there is, it's, whether that's a true story or not, I don't know. But I know the facts of it, it works. It is,
And being consistent with that branding. And that was kind of
exactly.
the whole point is if you are inconsistent, it ruins the whole thing. But this is so cool because it'll tell you like that website performance ranking, it gives you the suggestion. It says you would increase the performance of your website by adding a pixel.
Yeah, and here's like external, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Like it shows you check the box. Business address is good. Operational hours, all these things are good. But here's the thing the main reason I want to show you this, because this is what they call the listings, right? That's like the Yelps, all the other things that are out there. And right here it says, oops, like their business name's 70% accurate across the board. Their address is 68%, their phone number is 33%. That's not a good mark. I mean, that's an F, right?
Yeah.
Like, these guys have room for improvement. So their total online health, but like this is what, and it tells you, so you can go and actually fix it. Like there's no match in Bing, Yelp. They found it. I mean, these guys are actually pretty good. City search, no match. And it just shows you all these different places you could be. Easy local, no match. Insider pages, all these different somewhat relevant places that a lot of us haven't ever heard of or even know they exist, but they're all reporting back to Google. So that's that. And then, their reviews are out of, they're off the charts. So that's a lot of reviews.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
0 negative reviews. But see review analyze 50. I don't know how that works with that. Same day response for that's a huge thing. Like that's part of that automated thing instead of, because the biggest part, I mean, and this is not sales pitch and you guys, But what I do with the Leverage Pro and why it's so easy is the fact that no businesses have time to do the stuff they need to do. And so there's ways to have systems that help it automate. Like if it's a restaurant and they have a POS system, right? That's what where you go pay, and then they don't, how do you think they handle it? They handle it because it's automated, and that person is getting a review link to review that restaurant, and it's getting managed. So every one of their clients, all their current existing clients, like say in my database, I have 13,000 people in my database. I have it set up to where I can get reviews from everybody, and they're automated. And if I have, because it's like activating your current people, your past people, and your new people on a monthly basis. So, we have to, everybody that we come in contact with and had some good rapport with is practically on a daily basis would probably give you a review. So there's no reason all of us shouldn't have like hundreds of reviews, including me.
Sure.
But
And we've all heard like Liz Boisvert when she teaches on KV Core and setting those up. I mean, there's no reason that you can't set up a communication thread to go out when you close a deal to automatically send your review QR code or link to people. So that can happen just automatically. It's pretty easy, but again, you've got to get it set up.
this also, real quick, this is the SEO analysis and like their locational thing. And it shows, it's just a lot of stuff that most people aren't going to care about, but it's a way to see where you need help and then get it. Actually, speaking of Liz, when I actually put a link on this on one of our deals like this where this came up a little bit, and I offered to send anybody a marketing audit. Only 2 people took me up on it, which I always think is funny because like this stuff, I know I'm not the best speaker on the planet or explainer of this stuff, but everybody in our whole group, there should be thousands of people on these calls listen to this stuff because it works that well. And like, it's to the point where, Joe is one of those guys where he's a giver. I am that way. Like, I used to think, man, I don't even know how to tell all these people in our own market, these things. And I don't care. I mean, I'm just going to help everybody. But first of all, because unfortunately, most people don't do it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's crazy. It's like, this is gold in our world.
Well, and Christine makes a good point. Sometimes it may be that people are embarrassed that they don't know, or they're embarrassed of their ranking or whatever. And I would just say, get over it and figure it out. Because it's more embarrassing to not fix it, in my opinion.
Yeah,
That's
and
pretty
it's not, I mean, I don't,
not hard.
I agree that's probably is a reason, but it shouldn't be because like
Right.
it's just like anything else. Most agents, as far as real estate agents, do not have this stuff dialed in at all. So like anybody who does is in the top probably 5% of realtors if they have it dialed in. But it's a very big thing and getting bigger.
So to reiterate though, for everybody, this is something that you can and should at least get started on your own. And I tell people, if you are not busy from 8 a.m. until, 8 p.m., because I've had that kind of a business in real estate before where I have 12 hours packed every day almost. I don't right now, thank goodness. But like if you're an agent and you're not that busy, if you're not doing 12 hours a day every day, then you have time to at least give this a glance and see it and say, holy cow, I got to really get this dialed in. And, Scott has a company that can help you with this. He can put put your link in there, Scott, if you guys, want help, you want to hire him to maximize your presence or to start at the beginning or whatever it is, get in touch with him or someone else. But bottom line is there's no excuse that somebody shouldn't at least go in and see like how many like yellow and red marks are there on your profile. Easy to check. Go do it. Run your marketing audit report.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's crazy just to have it. I mean, and it's just like really what we went through today is the basics of what you need to do. And then getting into much of it after that is a little crazy, but not bad. I mean, you can figure it out. And if you want the time, the reason I started that is because that's what I did a lot with my coaching clients.
Yeah.
And in myself, I've done it for years. I've always kept on track of that kind of stuff. And I just found little things that really seems semi magical about how they work and that other people aren't doing. I mean, how many things it's tough for us to find little avenues and little things that we can do that not everybody's doing, or maybe find a little advantage here and there. And it's the whole thing was about, that's why I called the business the leverage process. It's about leveraging our business, and something
Yeah.
I've been very big on with the coaching and trying to utilize myself to where I've changed my whole, I had, I've came to realization with my faults and knew what I was going to do and what I wasn't going to do. And I decided these things that I keep trying to tell myself I'm going to keep doing, but I used to do it and I hate them now. I'm not going to do them. I'm just not. I tested it for a couple of years. I didn't do it. So it's like,
That's it.
that was long enough for me to realize, I'm not ever going to do them that way again. So I automated some things and I put it to where, because I did a lot of lead gen, I made calls, we did everything you can imagine and had a lot of resources coming in. Right now, I get appointments. I get buyers or seller appointments.
That's it.
That's it. That's what I get. And everything else is leveraged. And you know what? It's cheaper. It's actually saves me money in the long run and saves me time and
makes you more money because you're focused on the right stuff, right?
Yeah, you're focusing on the right things. Like
Yeah.
like this, like yesterday I had, on the real estate side, I had 3 different client size meetings. It's chaotic and hectic, and I love it because like for the last 6 months, I've really been back to kind of like, all right, I'm gonna get after it again. For all the I don't know what reasons, but just finally clicked in. And but I eliminated a lot of things that I was doing and wasn't handing off. So now I have ISAs or virtual assistants. There's a lot of automation you can set up. So the company I'm talking about has all that. We have access to anything.
That's awesome.
Anything you want to like offload for what is cheaper than you can imagine. You can do it. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways to do it, but it works well. And just for example, like we spring, right? I've watched a bunch of stuff with her, and obviously John Sheplack, I'm a big fan of, and I pay attention to. I watched something that was really cool, and she was really opening up about exactly how she does things and how they do it. She has 12 virtual assistants that does everything you can think of for their team. And then, so it's like, it's very simple though, right? It's like all those tasks are somebody else is handling it, and there's experts. It's like when I used to do listings, a lot of listings, and I would always explain how we had a team of people doing things, and I would get to it like, well, when you get when you want to get a new bathroom plumbing put in, you hire a plumber, right? A specific guy. So we'd break it down to each specific job and who was doing it. And it's hard to find the right people that can do all those things. So you can actually just piece it together and have experts in every little category for a fraction of the price.
Well, and that's the thing. I think key is kind of figuring out where your passion and your talents lie, because some of us are going to be able to do little bits and pieces of the real estate business kind of behind the scenes, right? And then other pieces we're not. And I think it falls through the cracks when you don't. So identify what you're passionate about and good at, focus on those, delegate the rest, get leverage on the rest. And that is the winning combination, I think, for making the most money and maximizing your time. And quite honestly, just staying happier. So Scott puts the leveragepros.com up there. Get in touch with him anytime. Scott, thank you so much.
Just call me. I'm just going to put my phone number is the best way just to call me if you guys have any questions or whatever.
That's great. So make sure you guys grab it. We're at the end of time. We could probably talk all day on this, but Scott, thank you so much for sharing this. This was excellent, by the way that you kind of went back and forth and showed us the slides and then also actively worked in the profile. It was excellent. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you next week on Core 90. And sorry, there's no music on the outtake, but I love you guys. And next week, Jeff will be back and we'll see y'all later. Thanks, Scott.